welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today we're taking a look at a new game put out on Kickstarter by Pencil First Games and Dr. Finn's Games. Now, you know Ed Baroff and his team, and you probably know how much I like what they do, so I was excited to see that they were teaming up with Dr. Finn's Games, and so this is what is coming up next, right? This is called Herbaceous, and so this is a game about herbs and gardens and potting plants, and as you can see here, there's a lot that you get in the game, and the artwork is phenomenal. So this is a game about herbs, so obviously it comes with all different kinds of herbs like dill and rosemary, sage, bay, tarragon, lavender, saffron, chives, mints, thyme, all kinds of herbs here that you're going to be doing. This is a simple to play game, plays 2 to 4 people in just about 20 minutes. So all right, let's talk about learning to play the game. One of the great things that they did with this one is they gave you a player aid card. And so it's super, super simple, right? So all that you're going to be doing in the game is either planting herbs or potting plants. And so that's it. So you're potting the herbs or you're planting the herbs. And so crazy simple. You draw a card, play a card. Learning to play this game is so easy. But this player aid card tells you everything that you need to know about the game. So you just pick this up. There's one for each player. You pass around the game. You say, okay, guys, look at your card. You walk them through it. In like a minute, maybe a minute, you're going to be able to explain everything to them. The hardest part that they might have a hard time with are the containers, figuring out how they're going to pot their herbs and score their points. And so, but that's super easy, and we'll get to that in a second. So learning to play this game is going to be great, and considering it's only a 20-minute game, that makes sense. Okay, so let's take our cards here, and let's show you how to play the game. To start the game, you're going to create a community garden area and then a private garden area, which basically, we'll get to that in a second, but basically it just means here's where you place cards that anybody can use, and then this is just a space for you to play your cards. You're going to shuffle the cards up and create a draw deck, and depending on the number of players, you might actually take cards away. So if you're playing with a full player count of 4, you're not going to take any of these cards out. But if you're playing with 3 people, then you're going to take 12 out, and if you're playing with 2, you're going to take 24 cards away and stick them back in the box. Nobody gets to look at that. Then each person is going to get 4 type of scoring cards, right, or pots that you're going to be able to put your herbs in, okay? And then there is a biscuit 5-point biscuit victory point card, and so this goes out onto the board, and now you're ready to play. On your turn, super, super simple, right? I'm going to draw a card, and so this is an herb that I can either plant in the community garden or I can plant it in my private garden. And so that's the choice that you make. Where do I want to put it? I put it in my private garden. Then the next step is to take the next card without looking at it and place it in the community garden. Oh man, that stinks, there's time. And that's actually a bonus card. And so I just placed that right out into the middle of the board. So if I had done it the other way, which you can do, you could say, I don't know if I want sage, I'll place that into the middle. Then the next card blindly would go into your private garden. And now I've got a bonus card that nobody else can touch. Okay, and so play is going to continue that way, where people are just going to be choosing where they want to place these cards in their private garden or out into the community garden. And as you can tell, it starts to build up pretty quickly, and then there starts to be a number of cards that are going to be out. And that's just after 3 rounds. Now there's all of these herbs out in the community garden that you can make use of if you want, and then I've got 3 in my private garden that I could use. So let's talk about potting herbs and scoring points. So there are 4 ways to score points in the game when it comes to potting plants. And so what you're going to do, it's kind of like set collection, where you're going to be, it is set collection, you're going to be taking cards from the table, and then you're going to be picking where you want to pot them at. So here's the first one. This blue pot right here is just all of the same kind. So I just simply took all of the bay leaves that I had. Oh, there was another one out there. I'll go ahead and take that. And then I'm going to take all of the bay leaves, so there's 4 of these, and then I'm going to slide this under here, and you can actually kind of line it up with the scoring points right there, and I just scored 14 points because of those bay leaves. Now, everybody else around the table that wanted bay leaves is really mad at me because I just took all their bay leaves away. But that's how the game works, and that's the press your luck aspect. Do you want to wait and hope that another bay leaf comes around before it gets to you, or is somebody going to take it from you before it gets back to your turn? Okay, so another way that you can pot plants is by taking multiples, so like pairs. So let's say that it was like this instead. I can do this one, and so I get 2 points for every pair that I put in here. So it's on my turn. I'm going to say I'm going to take bay leaves, I'm going to take this sage, and this tarragon. So I've got 3 sets of 2. I put it under here, 3 sets of 2. I just scored 12 points for that. Another way that you can do it is under this purple one here, is you can actually score points by having a different kind. Each kind of herb that goes into this pot has to be different. So on my turn, I'd say, okay, I got rosemary, bay. I'm going to take a tarragon, a sage, and so what is that? Dill. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different kind. I'm going to score that. I get 8 points for that. And then the last way that you could score is this little glass jar that kind of sits on the windowsill, that kind of a thing. And so you can only place up to 3 herbs in this. And then you would score just 6 points if you put 3 different kind in there. But this is the card that gives you some bonus points. So there's 3 different kinds of bonus cards in the game. I don't see mint, but mint is in here somewhere. But there's mint, chive, and thyme. And so if you use all 3 of those and put those in here, then you could score extra bonus points as well for having those. And then lastly, if you use if you have all 3 of those special kind and you wanted to use those, then you would get the biscuit bonus card. And so this gives you 5 extra bonus points, and it says it goes to the first player to score a glass jar with 1, 2, and 3. So that's how you play the game. It goes in 20 minutes really quickly. Definitely feel the press your luck aspect as you're trying to go quickly and get the cards that you want before somebody else does, but you want to go as long as you can. Super, super simple game that could be played whether you're young or old, sitting around the table, rainy day, family holiday. This would be a great game to throw in your backpack when you're going on a trip. So, I don't know, the gameplay is super simple. It's smooth. A lot of interesting decisions that you have to make as you have multiple ways to score points. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great, solid game. I think that you're not going to have any regrets backing this on Kickstarter. All right, so there's my preview of Herbaceous. Go on to the Kickstarter and check it out and see if it's something that you want to back. So thanks for watching the Board Game Closet. Hey, if you've got a game that you'd like for us to preview, and go to theboardgamecloset.com, click on request, and then send us an email real quick and let us know about your game. We can't review them all, but if we find a lot of interest in your game and your company, then we would love to feature it here on this channel. So thanks for watching.